Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're tackling a topic that validates every survivor's choice to prioritize their peace. The secret obsession the narcissist has with your no contact. They may appear indifferent, but internally they are tormented. Your silence, your absence, and your unwavering boundary are the most powerful psychological weapons you possess, creating an agonizing void they cannot fill. And understanding why they are obsessed with your silence is key to maintaining your freedom. Your decision to go no contact is not just an exit strategy. It is a declaration of emotional sovereignty that shatters the narcissist's core fantasy of control. They are secretly obsessed because your silence robs them of their primary life source, narcissistic supply, and forces them to confront a terrifying psychological reality they spend their lives avoiding. This immediate, painful starvation is the root of their torment, compelling them to constantly check on your status, even if they never admit it. The narcissist views your attention, even negative attention like rage or sadness, as proof of their significance. No contact is a complete, undeniable withdrawal of this proof. They become secretly obsessed because they cannot comprehend being rendered irrelevant. Your silence is the loudest possible statement that you don't matter anymore. And this profound realization of insignificance is what torments their fragile, grandiose ego relentlessly. The reason for their obsession is the loss of their safety net. They always believed they could hoover you back when their new supply failed or when they felt bored. Your unwavering no contact removes that option entirely, forcing them into a state of panic. This terrifying absence, a guaranteed emotional resource, is the primary source of the torment that fuels their secret, desperate surveillance of your life. Your sustained silence is a constant, subtle reminder of the narcissist's inability to form a genuine connection. They look at your firm boundary and realize that their abuse ultimately resulted in permanent isolation. This realization that their own toxic behavior created their current predicament is a crushing, self-inflicted torment they try to project back onto you through renewed smear campaigns. The narcissist is tormented by the unanswered question, "Why are you not reacting?" They rely on predictability and chaos, and your calm, consistent silence is completely foreign to their schema. This inability to understand or control your emotional state forces them into an obsessive cycle of speculation, desperately trying to find the emotional loophole that will allow them to break your boundary. No contact forces the narcissist to experience emotional regulation for the first time without outsourcing it to you. When they feel anxious or angry, they have no easy outlet. This constant internal turmoil they are forced to manage alone is the definition of their torment, proving they are utterly dependent on external resources for their emotional stability. Their obsession is a defense mechanism against the fear of exposure. Your silence suggests you know the truth, that they are an emotional fraud. They become obsessed with your status because they fear you will use your freedom to expose their manipulation to their current supply or to their social circle, confirming the devastating truth they work so hard to hide. The true source of the torment is the re-emergence of their inner critic. When external validation stops, the shame-based internal voice that tells them they are worthless and unlovable rushes back in. Your no contact is the psychological condition that allows this toxic voice to flourish, and their obsession is an attempt to find the external supply needed to mute it once more. Your thriving after the discard is the narcissist's ultimate psychological punishment. They become secretly obsessed with your happiness because it confirms they failed to destroy you, which was their secondary goal. Your joy is a constant, visible contradiction to their narrative that you are miserable without them, fueling their bitter, resentful torment. The narcissist's grandiosity demands that they are the most important person in every room, even a room they've left. Your no contact is a direct rejection of this grandiosity, confirming you have found something far more important, yourself. This realization of their insignificance and demotion is a powerful, inescapable torment that their ego simply cannot tolerate. The secrecy of their obsession is key. They cannot admit they are tormented, because that would validate your power and their own fragility. They must project indifference while privately engaging in surveillance, driven by the intense hidden agony that your unbreakable boundary has inflicted upon their core self. Your lack of response to their hoovering attempts or flying monkeys is a rejection of their authority. They are tormented because they cannot command your attention. They become obsessed with breaking your silence because it is a direct challenge to their entitled belief that they have perpetual access to you, regardless of their past abusive actions. No contact is a profound form of accountability that the narcissist is pathologically unable to handle. Your silence makes it impossible for them to shift the blame for the relationship's failure onto you. They are tormented by the inescapable truth that they are left alone with the consequences of their own destructive actions. The narcissist's obsession stems from the shame of failure. They are humiliated that their manipulation tactics, the love bombing, the devaluation, the triangulation, ultimately failed to keep you chained to them. Your freedom is a mark against their perfection, and this shame is the invisible torment driving their actions. The true significance of your boundary is that it forces the narcissist into an emotional void. They cannot sustain themselves without external energy. Your silence ensures that this void remains empty, and the chilling emptiness of their own inner world is the fundamental torment they are obsessed with escaping. Your commitment to no contact is a declaration of your worth, which the narcissist envies and cannot comprehend. They are tormented by your self-respect because they lack it themselves. They are obsessed with your life because they are trying to understand the source of the genuine strength that allowed you to escape their chaos. They are tormented by the memory of your empathy and kindness, which they now realize they can never access again. Your no contact makes you the golden X in their mind, not because they loved you, but because they lost the most valuable source of non-judgmental supply they had. The narcissist's obsession is rooted in their need to control the final outcome. Your silent departure means you wrote the ending, not them. They are tormented by the lack of closure and their inability to dictate the terms of your exit, forcing them into a frenzy of attempts to re-engage you just to regain control. Your unwavering boundary acts as a mirror reflecting their internal instability. They see your peace and are forced to witness the stark contrast with their own continuous, self-inflicted chaos. This painful juxtaposition is the constant torment that fuels their desperate attempts to disrupt your tranquility. The final brutal truth is that the narcissist is obsessed with your no contact, because it is the only thing that has ever made them feel genuine, painful consequences. They are tormented because your silence is the only real justice they will ever face for the harm they inflicted. The narcissist's secret obsession is often revealed through their flying monkeys. Since they can't directly breach your boundary without risking further humiliation, they send proxies to gather intelligence or to spread narratives, confirming their intense hidden preoccupation with your current status and emotional state. Your sustained silence is a direct assault on the narcissist's sense of entitlement. They believe they are owed access to you and your emotional resources. Your refusal to acknowledge them is a perceived injustice that torments them, as it violates their core belief in their own superiority and right to control. They become obsessed with your no contact because it confirms the failure of their replacement supply. They need to know why the new source of attention isn't working as well as you did, constantly comparing the new person to the gold standard supply they foolishly discarded. The torment is fueled by the fear of forgetting. The narcissist is terrified that you will move on so completely that you will stop thinking about them entirely, rendering them truly irrelevant. Your continued silence suggests this is happening, and that profound thought drives their silent panic. Your decision to go no contact is the ultimate expression of self-respect, a quality the narcissist lacks and deeply envies. They are tormented by your ability to value your peace over their chaos, a choice that confirms their own internal emptiness and moral bankruptcy. The narcissist is secretly obsessed because your no contact breaks the trauma bond. That bond was their main emotional leash, and your detachment proves that the leash is severed. The agonizing realization that they are no longer emotionally tethered to you is a crushing source of internal panic. Their torment is a result of their immaturity. They react to your absence like a child who has had a favorite toy taken away, consumed by the selfish, immediate pain of loss, rather than any adult understanding of the consequences of their own actions. Your no contact is a clear boundary that exposes the narcissist's lack of internal boundaries. They are tormented because they cannot understand why you won't allow them to violate your space, as they have no respect for their own emotional limits. The intensity of their obsession is often proportional to the level of supply you provided. If you were highly empathetic and forgiving, your absence leaves a massive, agonizing void that their current, lesser sources simply cannot fill. The final and most empowering truth is that their obsession and torment are not your problem. They are the self-inflicted consequences of a disordered personality. Your only task is to maintain the peace your no contact has created. The narcissist is tormented by the fact that your no contact is silent but powerful. They can fight back against words, but they cannot fight back against absence. Your silence is an insurmountable psychological barrier that leaves them flailing in frustration. Your commitment to your healing path directly attacks the narcissist's need for attention. Your focus on yourself is a withdrawal of the very energy they need to sustain their facade, and that emotional starvation is the cause of their intense, private distress. They are obsessed because your silence neutralizes all their tactics. Hoovering, future-faking, and pity plays all require response to work, and your no contact renders their entire manipulative toolkit useless. The torment stems from the realization that they failed to convert you into a mirror of their own insecurity. Your ability to move on proves your independent emotional stability, confirming their ultimate failure to control your mind or break your spirit. Your no contact forces the narcissist to grapple with the reality that their abuse came at a cost. They believed they could inflict harm and retain access. Your silence proves that the price of their cruelty was permanent exclusion. The secret obsession often manifests as intense paranoia. They imagine you are speaking about them, planning against them, or celebrating their downfall. This fear-based fantasy is the constant psychological torture they experience due to your silence. Your peace exposes the fragility of their new relationship. If you are happy, the new partner might start to question why the crazy ex is thriving, thus destabilizing the new supply, which causes the narcissist agonizing anxiety. The core of their torment is the loss of their best emotional scapegoat. They no longer have you to blame for their problems or to project their shame onto, forcing them to carry the heavy weight of their own destructive emotions. The narcissist's obsession is a desperate attempt to rewrite the final chapter. They cannot accept that the story ended with your triumph and their loss of control, so they cling to the fantasy that they can still reel you back in. Your no contact is the most profound lesson you can teach them, that boundaries matter. While they will never internalize the lesson, the external consequence of losing you will torment them long after the pain of the breakup fades. The intensity of their obsession and torment is your ultimate validation. It proves how important you were to their emotional survival and how devastating your escape truly is to their sense of self. Their secret obsession is often revealed by their inability to respect the timeline. They will try to contact you on significant dates or during holidays, desperately seeking to disrupt your peace and regain control over your emotional calendar. Your emotional independence is the one thing the narcissist cannot fake or buy. They are tormented by the genuine, internal source of your joy, which highlights their own pathetic need for external, transactional happiness. The narcissist is obsessed with your no contact because it confirms they lost the battle for your soul. You chose self-love and peace, and that victory over their darkness is the most painful defeat they could endure. Your job now is to view their obsession as a sign of your strength, not an invitation to re-engage. Their torment is proof that your decision to remain silent is the right and necessary path to your lasting freedom. Their constant internal war over your absence means the narcissist is never truly happy in their new situation. Your silence is a shadow over their new life, ensuring their torment continues even as they perform their joy for the world. The freedom you gain from understanding their obsession is immense. You realize their drama is their addiction, and your silence is their withdrawal, a process you are now safely observing from a distance. Your no contact is the final, undisputed proof that you value yourself more than their manipulative need for control, and that powerful self-respect is the foundation of the agony they now face. If this discussion has solidified your resolve, recognize that your unwavering peace is the greatest, quietest revenge you can ever achieve. Maintain your silence and secure your freedom. Thank you for joining me for this empowering discussion. Your strength in maintaining no contact is your greatest asset. If you found this message validating, please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. I look forward to connecting with you again soon.